The heroes of Telduria are trying to catch up with Dr. Heinz. Let's paint the town red this week on Hapless Heroes.
Look, some things happened. There's some backstory. Hello and welcome to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I will be your host, Dungeon Master and Tormentor for this evening.
Cool.
Well, let's start the way we always do. We're going to intro our cast today. I feel like starting from my right with Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
Hello.
To his right, we have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
I wasn't ready for that inconsistency.
To his right, we have Francesco as Felix Fizzlebottom.
Let's make a retrieval plan.
To his right, we have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
All right, gentlemen, to war.
And to his right, we have Zach as Parrot of Lincolnwoods.
I'm really excited to be here.
So,
Wow.
the brunches have been brunchioninged. Things happened. There was some tap ass.
Is that the name of the second brunch? The brunching?
Yes.
Brunch part 2?
Yes,
Ooh, I
brunch
like
2, the brunchioning.
The brunchin'.
This time, it's brunch.
Right?
This time it's brunch.
Brunchin' and Dragons.
Oh.
Why have we not done this before?
We should record an episode over brunch. one
Actually,
day.
that sounds horrible because people are going to be eating into mics.
Yeah.
Instead of pizza, we have breakfast pizza.
The
I'm
pun hiding
going
in
to
plain
hate it.
sight. Amazing.
Pancakes.
Couldn't be more angry right now.
Omelets.
So anyways, what else happened,
Yeah,
Dave?
so after the brunchioning, the party has sort of gathered their stuff and set out on the airship.
Put to task.
Yep. Zero is working down in the hold of the ship on the assault vehicle. It's still just about 2 weeks away. Well, 13 days away from being ready now.
Right. And we're heading northwest to
Yes.
recover a
Northeast.
doctor.
Yeah, we're heading northeast to the Tri-nation Peninsula
Yes.
to retrieve Dr. Heinz.
Dr. Heinz, who is in a small village in right about dead center of the peninsula.
In a tower.
Yes.
Okay.
All
And
right.
he makes big contraptions.
Yes, it's a big, gaudy tower that seems to rise vertically, then almost like hook off to the side, then go up, and then go back in. Like
Okay.
it's almost like it's bent in the middle.
Yeah.
Also, there's been very little word from this area in a while, so that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Always.
Most of the people who were here have fled or are about to. Like, people aren't really sending... Like, really, it's up to the north where you haven't heard from. This area is still safe, but is about to be very unsafe.
Yeah, people are being evacuated.
Yes. The evacuations
Preemptively.
are just coming through this town now.
Right. How long does it take us to get there?
It takes, let's see, about... I want to say 2 days. This is going to put you about 104 days from the beginning of summer and when Dr. Heinz has put himself out there.
Are we flying over land or water?
It's over some water in between the island and the peninsula. Sort of like they would almost be like in a line.
Yeah.
Is this the Blood Bay?
Yes, this is right at the north edge of Blood Bay.
I wonder if Bobby Moe and the Blood Bay Blues Band ever toured out here.
Ooh.
Back in the day.
Yeah. They're currently not here now.
Very matter-of-factly. You can
No.
put those hopes to rest because no.
No, people aren't going to concerts up here. They're touring elsewhere.
That's sad.
Well, it's the state of the world.
It's still sad.
Right? It's like people still need entertainment even when apocalypse looms in the
Like,
distance.
as a bard, I'm just like, that saddens me.
Well, that's why you're an adventuring bard and not a touring band.
Well, I think Hedrick would probably give his best effort towards covering My Baby Don't Give a Ship.
Oh, right,
From
yes.
the time he got to sit in with them, so he's doing-
Thanks. I appreciate
he's
that.
doing
It's
his
you know, I
best.
appreciate. I like their music, so you know.
The people would be welcoming of the occasional musical interlude when they can get it. Whatever shreds of normalcy they can get are going to soon be in very short supply.
Oh, these are going to be shreds for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how normal it'll be, but
Yeah, but
because Hedrick shreds.
yeah, we're about a day from this entire area being completely fucked.
Oh, good. That's
Yep.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
So we pull into town.
Yeah.
So, yes,
Fucking yeah.
Do we
Just
see,
roll right in.
anything?
the
on our
airship
way in?
approaches town, and it's a relatively small village. There are maybe about 20 homes sort of dotted over, a few streets crisscrossing each other.
Is this like plains kind of area too?
Yes.
Like very like okay, like very flat.
Yes, it's a very flat, grassy area all around. There are some mountains way to the distance in the north.
But it's mostly like grassy and farmland
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah, just kind of like taking in the scenery. It's like, because like, when I see what visibility we have from like the top of the airship, like looking out beyond
Yeah.
the town, is there anything looming, menacingly in the distance?
Smoke to the north.
Oh, good. The literal fog of war.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, shit's getting burned. They're
Okay.
General Shermaning their way down the peninsula.
Whatever they are.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Yeah,
That's
whatever it is, it's big and horrible.
That's encouraging. Okay, well, let's everybody in and out as quickly as possible. We're here for the doctor, and we will try to help as many people as we can, but we can't risk losing our only like method of transportation out of here.
Of course not. Are you suggesting that we just drop and then the ship circles off somewhere further?
I wouldn't necessarily hate the idea if we didn't just leave it like sitting here.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
just like order it to kind of circle overhead and maybe provide some warning. I don't know if like someone can just like make some kind of noise to like warn us of impending doom from above
pending.
as it circles like the general area.
Pregnart can probably say something in Aquan.
I'm sure he. Oh yeah, you know what? We definitely
Yes,
hear that.
that's exactly what we need.
We would definitely hear that.
Yes. So,
Hedrick's gonna toss a signal whistle up to whoever else is gonna catch it. If it's Toast up there, somebody is gonna.
Well, you can just give it to them before we drop off
Yeah.
the ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toast is absent.
Of course he is.
Of course, Toast is absent.
Well, then he hands it to Pregnart.
You know, actually, thank you. There's been a pattern of Toast being absent too, even from the very beginning. I remember. Why is Toast absent at always the most critical moments?
Toast is occasionally around and is very helpful when he's here.
He's part of the original crew of the
Yeah.
ship.
Yes.
So ship's a lot.
Yes.
Yep.
I think it's the.
And
Grundle
sometimes
part
he's
sad of him.
not around.
Okay, fair enough. Toast.
Fine. See if we care.
Yeah.
I will.
So now
A mystery we don't have time for.
So now, when Quinn leaves the ship, Pregnart takes over as acting captain.
That's right.
Yeah, actually,
Actually, Jed Dim would be the acting helmsman, but
Right.
Pregnart would be the
acting captain.
So, you bring the airship towards town. The few people who are still there notice
Because you noticed something like that rolling up in the town?
yes, when you've literally never seen anything but birds flying, and a ship comes from the air.
Right. Pretty big ship. Too.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen some weird things going on around the tower every now and again if you're a resident of this town. It's a little too big and conspicuous for people to miss. It's gaudy and terrible in its size and irregular shape.
Can I just say I'd be playing, trying to use my inspiring leader feat, as I know this is like the one time I have a full audience before I
Yes.
leave
Temporary
the ship.
HP.
Yeah.
Is it 17?
Yes.
Are you playing like fucking like Ride the Lightning or some shit? I guess we're rolling up in here.
I have songs.
Oh my god. Of course you do.
1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom, doom, doo, 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 doo. Stop in place and wave your arms. Don't forget to tuck your elbows too. Tuck those elbows too. Boop, 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 boop. Get in shape just like a goose. I never thought I'd be in an airship crew. Be in an airship crew.
I love it.
And I'll fly
Now
the
I know what
ship
you're doing.
away. And I'll honk all night and day. The Aarakocra way.
Wow.
Yay! Well, thank you. Hey, you all gotta take care of the ship now. We're gonna go take care of business.
And down we go.
Down you go. Where are you heading in this town? Like,
Well-
are you headed towards
So-
the tower itself?
I would
We
like
get
to
dropped off
address.
in the outskirts.
Right. I would like to address the local populace first.
Right. What's
Okay.
going on? Are we on a coastal? Are they? Because they're retreating, right? Do we see people?
Yes, this is a mostly human settlement. There are a few people who maybe have some troll heritage, but it's little bits. It's mostly human around here.
Okay.
Like maybe somebody had a grandparent or two back in, going back in their family tree, but that's about it.
Sure. Okay, that's fair.
It's about 20 families.
All right. Any leadership of any kind? Maybe someone who's just like sort of, I wouldn't say overseeing things, but just has a good finger to the pulse of the goings on in town.
Yes, there is a town councilman.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for. What's the town council person's name?
The town council person, his name is Roger.
Great. I'm going to say, hello, Felix Fizzlebottom, Quinn Salvin, Lord Around the Light. And I just go around Hedrick the Entertainer, Peter Liquids. We're the heroes of Teldoria. We're here to get a feel for what's happening here and hopefully help the people of this wonderful town.
Any questions?
Hello. It's so good to meet you.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you too.
Yes, he's a relatively large person, maybe about 6 foot tall, like 240, built like almost like a football player, like a
Top heavy.
Yeah, big top heavy, strong dude with the typical like heroic jawline with even the big chin with the huge cleft in it. Like he almost
Wow.
looks like a superhero's alter ego.
Oh my god. Okay.
And he talks like a superhero's alter ego.
Love it. Okay, cool. So it's obvious that some terrible things are happening around here. Can you give us an idea of maybe what you guys have experienced or why you're even still here and haven't been able to evacuate yet?
We've only recently received word. We will be evacuating this town without any further delay. And it really is the truth. Like, this army coming from the north has been moving at a pretty quick speed. Like, they've only really known that there has been a threat for about a week or so.
Okay. Yeah,
It doesn't help that outside of these brand new airships, communication can be pretty slow through the world.
Right.
Like, not a lot of things get scried through to the major cities.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense to me. Excuse me. Do you know of a doctor slash wizard that lives in town, Dr. Heinz?
Yes, Doctor. I have such a hard time remembering.
You have a hard time remembering who? What?
Who?
Dr. Heinz.
Doctor. Like, he gets visibly confused in the face every time
Can I see
the
if this
name
is-
comes out.
Is this like some sort of enchantment or something? Maybe if I'd like to. I'm curious. I mean, I'm
Yes,
I'm
this
familiar
would
with
be-
like
this
charming
would be
people and
an-
things like that, so I kind of want to understand maybe if this man is under some sort of effect that is preventing him from thinking about or speaking about Dr. Heinz?
Yeah, make an Arcana check on that.
20, not unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. Yes, and the enchantment had been placed like years ago.
Okay, understood. So this is like, okay, he got into town, just didn't really want to, he just wanted kind of to be inconspicuous, just live his life in retirement, and just like not have anybody bother him. Is kind of what this seems like to me.
That is a reasonable inference from
No,
this, yes.
knowing, okay, that's what I would infer based on just how old the enchantment is.
Yeah,
So
that sounds like a reasonable thing to think.
okay, good. Making sure it wasn't recent or anything, potentially malicious. But okay, don't worry about it. Do what you can to get your people to safety. Is there anything? Well, we'll be back to check in with you guys. We need to check in with the wizard, but if we can help you evacuate in any way, that would be preferable. If you are having trouble moving your people. You said 20 families,
Yes.
right? So, okay.
Yeah, this is way too many people to put on the airship.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't be able to transport everybody, but we might
Yeah.
be able to help in some way or assist in some way. Even if
We
just-
will take it under consideration.
All right. You said there was a tower here, though, right? In town?
We saw it.
We saw a tower.
Yes, the large tower at the north end of town.
Just out of curiosity, because now I'm having fun with it. Do you know who lives there?
No, nobody lives there.
Perfect.
Who would live in such a gaudy place?
It's a good question. We're just going to check to make sure there's no stragglers or squatters or anything like that. We will report back, and we can discuss a plan to evacuate post haste.
Fantastic.
You guys feel good about that? Want to
What a
go to the
delightful
tower?
fellow.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
great. Let's go to the tower.
That's what we're here for.
Okay, so the tower looms at the north end of town. It's probably about 150, 200 feet tall, and at the base, maybe about 50 feet around. Like, this is a big tower. I'm sorry, about 50 feet in diameter, not around.
Okay. Yeah.
Not
yeah, yeah.
circumference, yeah. And give something a little better of a estimate there. So, relatively large. There are a few locked doors at the bottom, and it looks like there are some windows way up at the top.
Sure.
Along with sort of like an observation deck up there where the tower kind of crooks into the side.
Got it. Knowing that this is a wizard's tower, a retired wizard, but a wizard nonetheless, if there's an entrance door, I'm first going to check it to make sure it is not magically sealed or protected in any way. And I'm going to flip my detect magic goggles down and just like inspect the entrances to the house.
Okay. The doors at the bottom are all heavily enchanted.
Okay.
They are warded 6 ways from Sunday, like somebody is paranoid as hell.
Yeah, I figured as much. Like, so let's not try the doors.
The spires or the top, is it just one single point?
At the top, it's sort of curved,
Like a
sort
dome?
of like a
Rounded?
like a dome
Okay.
at the top.
Okay.
Should we announce ourselves?
Yeah, I think that would actually be best. Felix is gonna like shout, as best as he can, from 2.5 feet off the ground. Hello! Is Dr. Heinz?
Get some.
It's Felix from the Omega Project.
You hear the clatter of a pile of what sounds like maybe metal or parts clatter to a floor way up above. It's just like hundreds of cans maybe fell over, like a cacophonous clatter of a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
I'm curious if anybody's talked to this guy at all
Yeah.
in the last 10 years.
Seriously.
One piece of metal is kind of making a
Right, the bowl.
sound. Yes, just making that
That's
awkward long moment there.
like saucer. Yeah.
Yes.
Type sound. Right.
And after a pregnant pause, a voice from the top, Barry?
Felix.
Barry, is that you?
It's Felix. I'm a former student of yours.
I don't know any Felix.
Felix
and a
Fizzlebottom.
head pops from over the railing about 100 feet above the ground, where a wide-eyed wizard with just this shock of brown hair at the top that's burnt at the end.
Stood on end, yeah.
Stood on end. The guy looks fried. His face is absolutely filthy. And even through that, you can see the gigantic bags under his eyes from 100 feet away. This is a dude who probably hasn't slept in at least like 2 weeks, and he is starting
Looks
to go
like droopy.
Yes, he's starting to go a little insane.
Out of curiosity, do I remember a Barry from my time?
No.
Okay, I just making sure because
Yeah.
I am a changeling,
Yes.
and if he happened to be a short person that I remember, could just like turn into Barry and have a conversation with him as Barry.
Yes. So you shout up, and he's like, "No, it can't be you, Barry. Barry doesn't say much."
Yeah, no, it's not. It's Felix. I work with. It's from the Omega Project.
The Omega Project.
Yeah,
What on earth are you doing here?
we're here we're actually here to retrieve and rescue you.
Rescue me?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Sir,
No.
Now,
I am not the one who needs the rescuing.
do you know what is headed your way?
off in the distance, you can still see smoke, right?
Yes. Oh, no. That's been there since last week.
Right, and it's coming this way.
It's getting closer.
We have bigger things to deal with.
Bigger than that, and I point at the looming fog of war that is ever approaching.
Hold on a moment. And he kind of heads back into that balcony up there, and
Here's some
into the
hammering
tower.
and sawing and
There's-
hammering.
Not as much of that, but a few other things get knocked over.
A cow. Ooh.
We're gonna get in there. It's not even gonna be a cow.
Right.
No, it's more of a grinding of gears.
Okay.
And after about a minute, the doors at the bottom open.
Okay. Just in case, because like I always have a hard time trusting people right off the bat, I'm going to flip my goggles down just to make sure the wards have passed from the doorway.
The wards have parted with the doors, like
Perfect.
they are inlaid into the solid oak.
Just making sure.
Jarrell will look at him, and I'll try just persuasion. All right, it's time to come with us.
No, he's not there.
Oh,
The door is
the door is
open.
open, but
He's
he's
not
not.
there.
He's not standing
he's
there.
letting
I
us-
assumed he was standing
it's
there.
It's not going to be that easy, Jarrell.
No,
We're just
no.
gonna have to walk in and talk to the guy and see what's going on.
Well, yeah. If he was at the door, that would have made sense.
Right. Yeah.
no-
So let's go inside. It's cool.
Jarrell will use divine sense.
I love how paranoid.
What
we
is
are.
give me a quick refresher. What is divine sense supposed to detect?
Celestials, fiends, undead, consecrated, and desecrated.
You sense none of the above.
Okay. Always good to check.
That's a good sign.
It's a very good sign.
It's at the very least a neutral sign.
It's a sign.
So at the bottom there is a round room, maybe about 20 feet across.
Mm-hmm.
And at the other end there is a spiral staircase that goes up right through the center of the tower.
Shall we ascend?
Yeah, you have to get by some what looks like some mechanical scraps along the floor. A couple of large gears that have fallen and busted the stones at the bottom.
What would you say the overall condition looks like?
It looks like there have been several fires, some electrical damage, some water damage, some structural damage to the stone. Can anybody detect any magical stuff going on right
I mean, I can just wear my goggles and look around.
If you look through your goggles, what would those goggles detect?
It is like the effect of detect magic.
Okay.
So that's if anything Like if there is anything magical, and if it is magical, I see an aura that helps me know the school of magic it is like affected by.
You don't recognize the aura, but there is a big, powerful one right at the center of the tower that's almost throbbing.
Okay. So like this is more like source magic than this is like any particular like.
Make an Arcana check.
I'll do that. What's that?
13.
13 plus 5, 18.
This is temporal magic.
Like
There's a
time
big
magic?
hole in time
Oh fuck.
sitting right in the middle.
That's some rare shit right
with
there.
some with what looks like some other metals spiraling around it.
Okay, so this is okay. Wow. So this wizard fucks with time. Like that's some that's some powerful fucking magic. Okay, here we go. Sure. So guys, I think all right. There might be some shit that comes up here.
Define shit.
I mean, time magic is no joke, man.
Time magic.
Yeah, time
Time
magic.
magic?
Time magic.
Time magic.
Time magic.
From the top, you hear, "Ah, yes. Do try to stay at least 15 feet away from the hole in time in the middle of the tower.
The whole in. Oh my. Okay.
Look, some things happened. There's some backstory."
So direct.
My question is, if we step into the hole, do we end up in the backstory?
Hey.
Is it front story then?
It's not a good backstory. You don't want to be there.
Or is it
It
foreshadowing?
all started when neither of my parents were present for my own birth.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
How did you come to be,
Like,
so to speak?
Felix does pause for a second. You see like one eye kind of close a little bit more, and it just as he's trying to like put the pieces of that together. Time magic is fucking weird. Okay, like there's just things that shouldn't be possible happen, and
No, that wasn't time magic. That was neglect.
I'm so sorry. We'll come up right now, right there. Yikes, guys! This guy gets really personal. We better go.
So we carefully avoid the hole in time.
Yes, you avoid the hole in time, which is in the center of that 20-foot column there. So you're a good distance toward
Yes.
the wall.
On the
and sort
outside
into
of
that
the
back
tower, is that the spot where the tower seems like it's in a different position?
No, it's just built weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like that weird portion isn't exactly where the hole in time
No,
is.
that hole in time is about halfway up to there.
Great question, John.
No, it's either he has terrible building taste or he screwed up another experiment further up.
Okay.
So it's a good couple of minutes to get to the top of that tower. I mean, you are climbing about 100 feet, so about 10 stories up, a spiral staircase that's already pretty steep.
Right.
When you get to the top, it opens into a room that is essentially the dimensions of the tower and opens up into that giant balcony as the tower sort of juts out to, we're going to call it the east.
Sure. Okay.
So from that platform, you'd be able to see north, south, and east, and that bend in the tower. kinda
Sure, yeah, I
goes
get that.
West.
Makes sense. Okay. Is this like his main quarters then?
Yes.
So this is like much
So-
more expanded.
Coming out from the spiral staircase into the main room, which is the entire inside of that 50 feet of the tower, you see what look like a few really large machines at the edge, something that's almost 25, 30 feet tall, like almost has like a 10-foot footprint at the bottom. These gigantic machines that have just been stripped for parts for years, where there's the empty shells of what could have been a Zero-like project way before its time, and now it's just like the spooky skeleton of, like if you took an animatronic from Chuck E. Cheese and ripped the fur off of it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Like it's
Wow.
fucking haunting.
Have you
And
seen
they've
when the
been
banana splits murder people?
No, I haven't.
I'm
Like, are we
picturing
talking
that,
like Five Nights at Freddy's kind of shit, or
almost, but huge
and
inert.
furless?
animatronic
Yes, and furless.
Terminators?
But then sort of ringed even closer to them to the center of the room are probably about 60 different contraptions that have been built with various nozzles and buttons and pointy antenna things with the big stereotypical concentric rings that get bigger around them, and huge handles that are really obvious with like on off at the top of them. Big red buttons.
It's obvious this man has worked for the project. Yeah.
This guy, has been just trying to push the boundaries of science in the weirdest directions.
Right.
Like one after another.
And he's using like old like Series
Yes.
3 VX stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy has been using like the old Soviet bloc equivalent stuff going on.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. There's no subtlety, there's no grace about any of his designs.
Okay.
It's pretty
So,
ugly.
Do we see him?
Right, is he in
Yes, he is there, sort of coming in from the balcony. So at first you just see his silhouette kind of come in, and it's just this shock of brown, burnt white hair sticking out of the top, and he walks in, looking as much disheveled as you saw there, wearing a lab coat that's got holes burned through it in various places. One of the sleeves is half ripped off. It looks like it hasn't been washed in months.
All right, now that we see him, Jarrell will say, Dr. Heinz, it's time to come with us. We are here to rescue you. We best be off then. And that will be a persuasion roll.
One track mind, this guy. Wants no adventure, just wants to take him.
Come with me if you want to live. Persuasion.
More. Wow.
It's still a 19.
Damn.
Yes, I will come with you. However, we have a few things that need to be settled before we leave this place and all of these glorious machines.
My jeans. Perfect.
I have a few last things that I have to do, and we have some people that we need to take with us.
Now, how long did we presume we have before we get overrun?
Probably about 24 hours.
And
Oh.
listen, time is irrelevant if we're working with a time wizard.
Is it though?
I mean, time can get really fucky when you start fucking with time. So, I'm going to ask Dr. Heinz, these other people we're taking with us, are they here?
No, they're not here. They're in town, and I am somewhat of their nemesis. Look, it's a complicated relationship. It all started back at the beginning of summer. And he explains about this set of stepbrothers whose parents had gotten together over the previous summer, and they just took to each other like they hit it off, and they were out to do some stuff.
Some sciencey stuff?
Some sciencey stuff, because they're both child prodigies.
Okay.
One, named Flynn, a very talkative 8-year-old
What?
with a shock of red hair and a very pointy face,
Okay.
is a magical prodigy.
Flynn.
Yes.
Okay.
And his stepbrother,
Mm-hmm.
who is every bit as taciturn and quiet as his brother is talkative. Where his brother is very kind of pointy in his features. He almost has sort of a flat face with a big bulbous nose and some just rather plain looking hair. His name is Fletcher, and he is a genius artificer, where he is creating stuff that you should have no ability or right to be able to create.
And how old is this kid?
Yeah.
He is also 8.
Okay.
They're both 8?
Yeah.
You called Flynn like a magical prodigy? What did you say?
Yeah. Flynn is a magical prodigy, and Fletcher is a mechanical, like, artificer prodigy.
Yeah. Okay.
So between the two of them, they're every single day that they have been out of school for the summer. They've been constructing these gigantic things for whatever it is they feel like doing on any given day. They're absolutely destroying everything around this town. And I've had to put all of my effort this summer into turning this place back to normal.
Uh-huh.
So what do you want with them before we leave?
I don't know if they had cartoons from where you were growing up.
Cartoons like puppet shows?
Something like that.
Shadow
we
puppets.
had one. It had a coyote in it. But anyway, he did impossible things because he didn't know he was doing impossible things. Until he found out that he shouldn't be doing them, and then it failed miserably and spectacularly. I do this all the time. They're too young to understand what can't be done, and they are changing the fabric of reality.
Wow.
We have to get them to the project.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were going to say we have to kill them.
No, but I would really like a little bit of help. I'm running out of devices to create to counter the things that they're doing to turn this place normal by the end of the day.
So, okay, let's not kidnap them.
Literally.
Let's see if we can get their parents to just evacuate.
Yeah, but these kids are already just
Jarrell
doing
would say,
whatever the
like,
fuck they want anyways.
Why wouldn't these young 8-year-olds be evacuating with everyone else?
What do you think their odds of making it to the shore before the ravening horde are?
100 to 1 if they're with me.
Wow. And we do also have an airship.
You have an airship? A flyinator?
Yes?
I've never heard it called that before.
I crashed 3 of them.
Wait, you've seen these before?
I've failed at 3 of these before. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
But we do.
Yes, we're pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. And when
Good.
the
You understand the value of not knowing that you can't do it.
yeah, exactly.
What?
I work for the project. Like anything's possible. You just gotta try hard enough. And you know,
Is the chief executive still running the place?
Yes.
He has no imagination at all.
No, but you know, I mean, listen. It seems the world needs its bureaucrats. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, yes. My other nemesis,
Mm-hmm.
Roger.
How many nemesis do you have, Nemesi?
Oh.
Nemesis.
Yeah. What about?
Roger is my brother. It all started when we were children.
Wait, Roger's your brother?
And he flashes back and gets all talky about how his brother got all the attention and how he had to spend 3 weeks as a garden gnome defending his parents' garden being stuck outside. Roger got all the good things. Roger's the mayor of town. Everybody loves Roger. But they can't remember me.
Oh wait, you didn't do that?
It's possible I did it. Look, there was an accident at the beginning of summer.
Oh, so you know what? Why don't you tell me what you did last summer?
No, this summer.
This summer.
It all started with the Forgetinator.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and point. I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna go ahead and point the finger at the Forgetinator, as far as you know why people can't remember you. But continue.
But I can't get it to work.
I think it worked.
No, I think I'd remember that.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Well played.
Ah shit!
Well played. Felix, you fell right into that shit. I think I'd remember that.
Doc, this might be a shock, but nobody has any idea who the hell you are except us.
And the project. Yeah. But nobody here.
Good.
Yeah,
That's the
nobody here.
point. I don't want people to know who I am. I want to be left alone.
Right. I mean, now is not the time for that, though. We all need to leave like together.
Look. I guess I can leave with you. But I'm not the important one here. We have to get them out of this place. Me? I've killed myself 3 times over the last 4 weeks.
Wait, what?
Huh?
On purpose?
Look, it's been a long summer.
Jesus Christ, that's ominous.
Holy fuck. Wait, I don't understand what that means or how that's possible.
A couple of the innators blew up. I keep coming back. I don't know, maybe I have plot armor or something. Listen, I haven't slept in 2 months. Everything has gotten a little strange. I might be a character in someone else's story at this point.
You will be.
Time magic. You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, this is just fucking weird.
Oh no, the time magic! Listen, when you need to dispose of things, a hold in time is invaluable. And listen, the amount of artifice that damn kid can create is beyond what I can even convey to you. I don't know where they're getting it from. They should have mined this place to like 100 feet below the surface.
Oh, man, there's a lot of things going on here, and we do not have a lot of time. Okay.
Namely, like, Doc, if you gotta come with us, like, we can go after these boys, these 8-year-old boys. I mean, do we want that kind of chaos?
My tower has been the second largest tower in town 12 times. 12!
That's remarkable.
Is there another tower in town?
Not currently.
In construction.
Hole in time.
Right.
Okay, so that's... Huh.
There's no way of telling whether or not any of these things have happened or not. This guy is pretty clearly...
He's off. He's lost his
He's so
fucking
far
mind.
off his rocker that the rocker was dismantled and built into 3 different machines.
But it's almost as if, like, he's... I mean, okay, I don't want to... I'm not going to draw any parallels right now. I'm not going to draw it, because Felix doesn't know much about Jed. But this...
All right.
But this sounds...
Similar,
Yeah,
in like a weird way, yeah.
right. But I'm gonna bite my tongue on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're asking, essentially... Just trying to think of how we can work this out. You need us. You said you can't leave without these
3
boys.
people.
Your students and
No!
and-
I've only
and your
interacted
brother.
with them through getting rid of the things they've been doing. We've never actually talked. That would seem a little creepy. There's a little age difference problem there. I'm kind of an odd man sitting at the outside of town. It's not good optics.
I can,
Your
I can
nemesis are
understand.
8-year-olds? Yes, I was. Yeah.
8-year-olds
Listen, it's
too.
not the situation I'd prefer to be in. I really wanted to just retire quietly, build some large machines, and be left alone. But no, we can't have nice things.
Okay.
Nemesis.
Okay. So we need to retrieve these children and your brother, Roger.
No, you could leave Roger. I just need to be better than him before I go.
I don't think we're gonna really try not to leave Roger.
We're not going to leave
Listen,
anyone. There's
I
no
don't
one.
have to have your exact priorities here. I've got my own thing going on. We'll have an A story and a B story. It'll be great.
Doctor, I would suggest
What is
you,
he talking about with all this stuff? Like, I don't understand.
You
I'm
board
the
What
our,
is he saying?
I would suggest you board our airship while we collect the other civilians in this town.
Listen, I don't know if they do math in the Holy Orders, but there are too many civilians for the airship.
We're not putting them all in the... Just you. You need to go back to the Omega Project.
That's not what you said.
We will assist.
How are we going to assist all of these people?
That is actually a really good question, and we should make a plan for that.
There has to be somebody trying to fight against... Like, just making sure that everybody can evacuate safely.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, like, I guess, like, what are their means of getting out of here faster than a whatever monstrous horde is, like, rapidly approaching from the north
Right.
west?
It would take a massive technomagical miracle. And look, I'm all out.
Well, what about these
Fun question.
8-year-olds? They could make things fast, no?
I mean, it does appear that these things can all be related. Yes.
Will you work with your nemesis to create a giant machine?
Because everyone's lives are important here. Including yours, Doctor.
Yes, which is why I'm not directly associating with the 8-year-olds.
Right, but I mean,
Listen, they've got them too. I don't need this.
and Felix is going to say one of the most, controversial phrases ever. Listen, we'll just go wrangle 2 magical 8-year-olds. What could possibly be so difficult about that?
Everything.
Those,
Home Alone 4.
I don't think we're close enough to the end of the episode for those to be the last words.
And
but
we're the
those are
fake
last
cops.
words that you spat out.
I mean, we're close. We're within like 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, I'd say more like 10 to 15 minutes of
Yeah.
ending this episode.
I don't want to short the people by 15 minutes.
No, I mean,
But like, man, that is a straight line to last words there. You're gonna what can go wrong it?
I did just do that. Feel pretty okay about saying it.
Do you?
I mean, they're only 8-year-olds.
They're only like super powerful magical 8-year-olds. Like, really, seriously, what could possibly be so difficult about that? We've fought fucking
I was gonna say.
dragons.
The devil.
We've killed a beholder. Yeah, we've literally faced off against devils. You know, I mean, what's a couple magical 8-year-olds? I don't know. Ouch. Sorry. You're gonna shout.
What's 20 sets of outraged parents, right?
Yeah. What?
20. Oh.
Yeah, it takes a village, and they all get kind of ornery when outsiders start coming after their kids.
Well, why don't we just go talk to the parents? And be like, listen, we're gonna your children. Like, we all need to evacuate, and your children happen to have the magical ability to do this. So be cool, man.
Oh god. Have you
Yes.
ever asked an 8-year-old to do anything?
Yeah, sometimes works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask the teacher.
Right.
Yeah, why don't we, okay, here's a good plan. Why don't we first locate the parents and ask for consent to wrangle their children to evacuate everybody?
You're gonna go door to door.
Well, we go to
No, I'm
their
just-
house.
Just gonna ask Roger, who the parents are of these magical children.
So we're going back to Roger.
I mean, listen, we're not gonna talk about the fact that we just met his brother.
Listen, I am not going to go talk to Roger.
You're not gonna talk to Roger.
You're right, I'm not going to talk to Roger.
No, you're not. You
Good.
personally are not.
Doesn't Dr. Heinz know where the kids live?
Right, yeah, do you even know where these kids are? Do you know where the kids' parents are? What do you know?
What do I know? I know things that I couldn't even explain to you anymore.
I mean, you're barely doing a good job at doing that now. It's not a slight.
Listen, I can only explain things through backstory, and I've already played out that cliche enough times this episode.
The only way I'm able to communicate is through grandiose exposition.
It's sort of a weird character.
Yeah, I love him.
I had a moment coming up.
I love him
getting
so
into
much.
it.
I love him so much. Okay. So yeah, do you know where we can locate these kids and or their parents?
That is a good question.
It is.
They're up by the south side of town. And he points off, come! Waves out towards the balcony.
Okay.
And he points at, in the south row of houses, the third one in. From where you are, it looks literally like every other house.
Nice. But you see these kids are constantly getting into things, right? And just doing their own thing.
Yes. At least Dr. Heinz claimed that every day during the day for this entire summer, while they've been unoccupied, they've been getting into some mischief under the nose of everyone, and it's only through his intervention that it doesn't become a thing.
Does it appear that anything is going on currently?
That was my question.
Not a damn thing.
Okay.
Do we just wait for something to happen and then follow the sign? That's probably a bad idea,
We
right?
have 24 hours.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea, right? So we just go
Forward.
force the issue.
Probably.
Yeah.
Bit of a time
and
crunch.
it's late afternoon right now.
I'd
so-
rather be preventative than
Then
Reactive.
reactionary.
right.
Yeah.
Reactive. Yeah.
I would probably also tend to agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, Dr. Heinz, we should get you to the airship.
Listen, I told you I'm not done doing things. I'll be ready to go by the time you go.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. We're gonna go, I guess, to town and figure out what to do about evacuating people with these magical children. Yeah.
You don't sound like you have a plan.
I definitely have a plan.
What else can you tell us about these children? What kind of plots have you been thwarting?
Okay. We'll flash back one last time. And he goes back into, explains the third tower that they built that was bigger than his, which was like one house stacked upon each other that went up about 40 houses high, of like just on the same footprint, a different style of architecture going up. And how he had to create the time portal for that one to shove it in the long way because there was no portal he could build big enough that he could dispose of it any other way.
This guy's got time portals, and I guess my question is like, is there any way you could buy us more time?
Look, I don't even know how I made this one work.
Oh, of course.
There was a mail order catalog.
Just trying to build my own homebrew gyrocopter. But this thing came out.
Look, the home disposinator was a half-cooked idea at best.
There's the forgetinator, there's the home disposinator.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, that's something.
So we're just like standing with our hands on our hips looking at
We're
the
all
town.
just sort of staring around at each other. Like,
Yep.
it's just getting a little bit awkward. Gentlemen, you keep talking about doing a thing. Are you going to do a thing?
Yeah,
or
we
are
should
we just
probably go
going
do
to
that
stand
thing.
here staring awkwardly? I can do this all day. I've already taken care of my kid problem for the day. I don't occupy my time with much anymore. It's the life of a retiree. It's what I've wanted the whole darn time.
I don't know, it seems like you've been pretty fucking occupied with like time.
I didn't
itself.
want it.
Oh, right. I don't want it.
I wanted the different time, not the swirling golden time floating in the middle of a tower.
Yeah.
I just wanted to read a novel in the suburbs.
Well, I'm truly sorry to hear about what happened to your retirement.
Yes, it was the suburbs for one day. They created a city.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're just
His
gonna...
eyes are just bugging out further and further the longer this goes on.
Oh, I believe that. Well, we're just gonna leave you to deal with whatever you said you needed to deal with, and we're just gonna we're gonna bye, and Felix is gonna just start walking away, because things just got a little too uncomfortable, and now he's just
Yeah.
walking away from the
As
conversation.
you're getting to the bottom, who's the last one to leave?
Jarl would be one of the first, I would say.
Paradil probably takes a long stroll out, just
All right.
being occupied by looking at the all the machinery around.
Give me a perception check, Paradil.
Oh, good. I like these.
That would be 17.
A 17. Just as you're leaving, out of the corner of your eye, you see the doctor point at an empty spot on the ground, just near the entrance from the balcony. Ah, there you are, Barry.
And
And-
I don't
and
see
I-
anything.
No, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we out.
Look, he's putting the mad scientist here.
Yeah.
He's kind of nuts.
Well, I tell everybody about that once we exit the room.
All right.
Well, I'm glad he found Barry.
So, do we actually believe that there are 2 8-year-olds causing all these issues?
What choice do we have?
I mean, I have reason to doubt everything that came out of that guy's mouth, but I mean, at the same time, it didn't really seem like he had bad intentions.
So, do you think just finding 2 random 8-year-olds?
No, I'm not gonna just pick. We're not gonna just pick 2 random 8-year-olds in town. Like, we're gonna figure out if like any children have magical aptitude. I feel like with as powerful as these kids have been described, it should be pretty easy to figure out.
Described by that.
What described by what could possibly be a completely delusional nut?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. The
Our goal is to get him on that airship.
completely understand. We also need to worry about the people here too, because we can't forget. Like, I mean, everyone needs to be evacuated. There are families here.
Yeah. And we don't have infinite time.
Right. Whether any of the children are magical in nature, and whether Roger really is his brother, we need to get these people out of here, and we need to figure out a way to do that because we can't fit them all on the ship unless we kick all the red shirts off and leave them here to die. And I don't want to do that because then we don't really have anyone to like operate the airship for us. So we got to figure out how to evacuate all these people.
How
I see
close?
the conundrum.
Yeah.
How close is like the coast? It's a peninsula, right?
Yeah, it's. Jeez.
More than a day's ride away,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
which is why we're fucked.
I'm trying to find a good comparable measurement here. It's. Jeez. This is a much larger peninsula than the one Dragonport is on.
Okay.
It's actually the island of the Kingdom of the Sea Lords and this peninsula are roughly the same size. This is just sticking out from a larger landmass instead of being an island.
So we're probably like miles away from shore.
Yeah, let's say this could be 100 miles across or something like that.
Sure.
I don't have a good reference for what the mileage is on that.
That's fair. Yeah, just gotta guesstimate.
Yeah.
But we're not close to shore. It's gonna
No,
take. It would
you're
take.
not close
yeah.
to shore.
Like if we were to like just even huff it.
It
Even
would
with-
take a couple of days for the refugee caravan to get to the south.
And we'd
And
be
it
overrun.
it will take at least a day less for the invading army to overrun.
Mm-hmm.
So my initial thought is some sort of basket, maybe something. I don't know what the carrying.
I'm sorry.
capacity-
I'm sorry. You're suggesting we carry people in a basket suspended from the airship?
I mean, you can get her done.
Wow. So Hedrick, first, I mean, listen. Not the worst idea I've heard.
I'm a simple man, Felix. Okay, I play the music, and you do the planning.
Right. So
I'm
So
just
make
trying
the
to help.
basket happen.
I'm back to, I have my faculties once more, and I'm trying to, stretch my intellectual muscles. I came up with a basket.
That's fair. Good for you, Hedrick. I'm just gonna say let's go into town. Let's figure out, let's just take stock of like the people here, like what kind of population we're working with. Like we know it's like many families, so like maybe let's just figure out and just like try to get a quick census from Roger about people with children, anyone with potential magical abilities. Just kind of like just have a conversation.
The best chance we have of getting these people to safety is the power of those boys.
If they are for real.
That person. So if we can, he pointed where their house was. We know their names.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He also warned us that they were a threat. So
They're 8.
They're not a threat. They just do big things without any regard for how it impacts the world around them.
Right.
unpredictable.
Yes.
Okay.
Need to harness this kind of magic.
Yeah. They're
Or
absolute
get it
agents
under
of
control.
chaos if
Right.
they are what he says they are.
Great.
Let's
But
try to apprehend them. What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
I dig your enthusiasm.
With that.
I'm not sure what we're going to do with these 8-year-olds. Battlebards, dude.
Into town we go.
Yep. Okay, so you guys are heading back into town. Are you looking to talk to Roger first or head towards this?
I would go toward their house. I would just go to the house that he pointed at.
Yeah, I mean,
Knock on the door and ask if Flynn and Fletcher are home.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I have a really good idea. I'm gonna just turn myself into I'm gonna polymorph into a child.
Okay.
That's about my height.
Okay.
Hanging around with a bunch of other adventurers.
And just be like, maybe just no, you know what? Let's not do deception. Maybe not. I'm going to take that idea back because I feel like I'm not trying to fool anybody who lives in this town. We were trying to help them.
No, they all need to leave.
Yes,
and
they
these
all need
kids
to
are
leave.
the best shot at leaving.
Yeah. I thought that made me more approachable, but then that just kind of makes me look more creepy. So I'm
Right.
not going to do that. It's probably not the right play here.
Though we do have...
But it is a plan.
We do
It
have
was a plan.
a couple gallons of homemade soup that might help.
You know, honestly, when in doubt, just soup it out.
Yeah.
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 Ooh,
Ladle
that
it
should be our
out.
catchphrase.
When in doubt, ladle it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just like feed the people and like try to come up with a plan?
I
with
don't know,
all
just
of
give
them?
the parents soup and ask if we can talk to the kid. Maybe the kids want the soup so that they'll actually do it. I don't know.
Sure.
It's a very awkward look who's coming to dinner here.
Why don't we just simply tell them that we want to evacuate the city as quickly as possible
And we heard
and get on the
that-
airship?
And we
They
have
can't
it on.
get on. They can't get on the airship. They need to move faster, and these kids can make the machine that can move them faster.
Like, listen, like we are, have some awareness of the fact that your children have incredible magical ability
We're asking that they use it to save all of you.
and themselves,
Yes.
and we might be able to teach them how that can be done. Maybe. But let's not like lean on the maybe. Let's just like say like this is one of our best shots here.
Persuasive, not
Right.
pervasive.
Right.
Sure. Yes.
Pervasive.
Knock on that door.
Knock, knock, knock.
All right. So that sounds like the party's plan.
That is the plan.
All right. So how are you getting to the residence?
I mean,
We're walking through the
there.
street to the
Just gonna
place
walk there.
where he
So
pointed.
you're just sort of walking. You've left the airship where it is, and you're just
It's
walking
flying.
from the tower.
It's flying around. It's
Okay.
circling around.
All right. Sounds good. So you're walking from the tower towards this
Back into town.
residence.
Yeah.
And as you walk through the middle of town, you are getting a lot of stares from everybody. You don't look like you're from around here, and for the most part, outside of the refugees coming through here, no, only people from around here were ever here.
Right.
Like,
Hi.
it's kind of been a stagnant area for
Right.
a while.
I'm waiting for Quinn to do his own grandstanding to introduce us.
No worries. The heroes of Talduria are here, and we will protect you all.
Hey, going, what in the hell's Telduria?
It's the continent we live on.
You live on it.
A continent? Nah, I poop regularly.
Never mind. It's just it's the world.
Wait, who got whirled around?
You know what? It's okay. We're
We're
here
gonna
to
just keep walking.
We're here to rescue you from terrible things. Hopefully.
Does nobody see that giant death cloud coming for them?
Oh no, we've seen the death cloud. We've seen the refugees coming through here. I really didn't have much to pack up.
Well, why didn't you leave days ago?
I didn't have a lot to pack up.
Well, it's getting down to that last second, pal. I think it's.
I don't know about these incontinent people that you're talking about, but I'll get moving.
Okay. So, cool. Are there any children running around by any chance, like while we're walking towards this residence?
No, because it's almost the early dinner hour, and they're probably all at home,
Okay.
eating and like,
or at
huddled
least
up.
getting ready to eat. Yeah,
and packing. Hopefully,
there might be some of that too.
I feel like everyone here is acting pretty fucking calm for like some impending awful terribleness that's about to happen in the next 24 hours.
Yes.
I really want to incite a panic here, but at the same time, it's like, yo, like people, some bad shit's about to happen. We get the fuck
They
out of
only
here.
just got the news. They're still adjusting to it.
The news.
Yeah. Like, people don't just automatically jump when you tell them the world's coming to an end. People get a little skeptical and they get a little scared and they get a little weird about things.
I mean, listen.
And they're only just starting to see the smoke on the horizon.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I mean, we were able to see it much easier when we were airborne.
Yeah. Like, you already know the big picture. None of this is a surprise to you. You were there when Tarantus fell. Nothing is shocking anymore. But, you know, outside of you and the conference there, nobody else really has the big picture.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, I say we just try to continue to this residence and see what happens.
Yeah, that sounds good. So, you guys reach the residence, and who's gonna ring the doorbell
Quinn.
or knock on the door? Quinn knocks on the door, and that's where I'm gonna cut the episode
Oh,
because
you
that
bastard.
sounds like a dramatic beat, and it amuses me to do so.
So is it we don't even get like a tease of an answer?
Nope.
Nothing, just the knock?
Nope, I'm a huge douche like
You're a
that.
dick.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's we're gonna call this episode. Now, if you like us, and maybe you don't like me after that kind of cliffhanger, but if you do like me, if you like us, if you like what we've got going on here, if you like my weird voices,
Or if you hate them.
yeah, you probably hate them. That's got to be absolutely fucking grating. But anyway, regardless, we can be found on the internet. We are on such places as Twitter at Hapless Heroes. We are on Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We're on Reddit /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast. Hapless Heroes Podcast page is also on Facebook. Every single one of these places will take you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server, where we can be communicated with on a daily basis. We're all there. We're just a ping away. There's conversation going on every single day from a growing and lively community that
Very
I'm
lively.
just coming to terms with deserving having attached to me, because I don't think I'm doing anything that cool.
Aw.
But
But you
the
are.
people
like,
think we're doing stuff that cool,
They do.
and it's probably true, and I'm just suffering from imposter syndrome, and I'm gonna stop babbling now, but instead say that if you really like us, you can leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. We are on just about anywhere you would find podcasts, and obviously you've already found us here, but we're on Apple iTunes, we are on Google Play, we can be found on Spotify now, we're hosted on Podbean, and we're probably in a plethora of other places that you could get podcasts from, maybe the Aggregate or something like that. I don't really know the whole pod.
literally everywhere. And if they accept reviews, we will totally appreciate them.
Yes, we will. Now, if you really, really like us, you can donate to our Patreon. Patreon.com/Hapless Heroes. And we have various reward tiers from people just giving a little bit, saying they appreciate what we're doing, and we appreciate every single one of you. At higher tiers, we have access to things like James's notebook from the first year or so of Hoblet the Smasher and the disjointed mind of James and Hoblet, given physical, occasionally legible form.
Yeah, sometimes there's pictures.
Yes, at higher levels, people have been able to submit story arcs for our podcast. Ominous very famously did that with the last story arc. It was absolutely fantastic.
We also
very
have
much
like
appreciate it.
we also have bloopers, behind the scenes audio, and just so like unreleased episodes, like so many things to consume. So many ways for us to get back to you. Oh, and also shiny Discord roles if that's your thing.
Ooh.
And if you like us, right now you like us, Sally Field and the whole deal, in a true act of ridiculous metagaming, design a board game starring the Hapless Heroes themselves.
Wow.
I like
Easily
it.
doable.
I like it a lot.
That's doable.
It's doable. I mean, great effort involved, but very doable, and actually would probably be ridiculously fun if it was done right.
We have such a streak of doable.
And I think, like,
Clearly
every
doable.
week, how is he going to top the last If You Really Love Us? And every week you pull it out, Zach. I mean, it's
There are
incredible.
ebbs and flows. This one was kind of calm.
It's a
And
steady.
easy.
To the
It's a-
point.
Yeah.
It's like fill your bathtub with mayonnaise.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just fill the bathtub with mayonnaise. The rest of it'll
I
sort
like
itself.
that. Yeah.
One of our very early ones, like 2.5 years ago.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a real good one. You did it. It was you.
I did it?
Yeah.
I filled my own bathtub with mayonnaise?
No, you said it.
Oh, okay.
You asked the people to do that for us.
You'd think you'd remember that.
Did anybody do it yet?
No, not yet. We have had listeners perform a couple, including the ex-girlfriends one,
Yeah, I like that one.
or ex-lovers.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Which was, I mean, wow.
A
Fessy.
stroke of genius.
Wow, Fessy. Seriously, dude. Oh yeah, if you guys want, we actually we should mention on our Discord we have a listener, Reinhard, who has helped us catalog every single "If You Really Love Us." I know I got him started, and he just kept going.
It's gotta be at least a year now.
It's been at least a year
It's
Yeah.
way more than
or
Yeah,
more
it's been a
I
of
think
him
it's been 2
cataloging.
years.
Yeah, which is just crazy. I know
There's a lot of them.
What is time, right?
It's
We're
an
about
illusion.
to find out.
But we catalog all of these, and we've had a listener, Thessie, on our Discord, who has performed now 2 of these. We've gotten a sideboard chalk review on a chalkboard at work, and we've gotten now him messaging his ex-lovers and saying, "Sorry about that fight about who was carrying the groceries into the house, but you should listen to the Hapless Heroes podcast." He messaged it to 2 of his ex-lovers.
Absolute fucking madman.
Fucking madman.
into it. Very into it.
Applause. You get an on-air applause.
5 stars.
Fessy, you get 5 stars.
All right, so there's nowhere I can go from there except to outro our cast, and we'll get back out of this. We'll go back to the left this time.
How dare you.
I know. As paired to Lincoln Woods, we have Zach.
Goodbye.
To his left, as Lord Jawrell the Light, we have John.
Until next time.
To his left, as the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, we have Francesco.
The plan kind of comes together as things progress.
To his left, as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, we have Mike.
I really don't want to fight 8-year-olds.
And to his left, as Hedrick the Entertainer, we have Phil.
There's a storm cloud coming, raining death and destruction. I'm scared.
My name is Dave, and I've been your host and Dungeon Master this evening. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.